This is a certified hood classic.
One of the best characters of South Park. Like, let's think about that, man. I mean, you got Cartman, of course. You got Cartman. He at the top tier. He's one of the top tier. Randy, you know what I'm saying? But what about this? It's a character specifically, all right? My boy Kenney, man. My boy Kenney. But you know, here's the thing, bro. You don't really know exactly what he says, but you know every time Kenney says something, he be saying some real ish, my boys, you know what I'm saying? So today, man, we're getting ready to check out, man. Every time Kenney talks, okay? Unmuffled, all right? Do your boy favorite, hit the like button, go down below, subscribe to your boy, man. Without further ado, let's get started.
Kenney McCormick has had one of the strongest and most dynamic evolutions of any character in all of South Park. I've actually been planning to do a full evolution of Kenney video in the same vein as my Randy Marsh video for a while, but that's a huge undertaking and requires tons of rewatching and research. So while we wait for that, I figured we could talk about something we rarely see from Kenney.
Tell him, if he needs some watching and research, come check out our channel. You know what I'm saying? Come check out our channel because we got a lot of research on here. A little something extra.
Muffled, fully comprehensible dialogue. Early in the series, Kenney was mostly used as a punchline, and obviously one of the gags is that his dialogue is fully muffled. But as the series has gone on, they've not only expanded Kenney's role into a more fleshed out character, but granted him the opportunity to actually speak in a variety of different ways. So today, we're going to talk about every time we've heard Kenney McCormick talk. You know, like, properly. Over the first handful of seasons of South Park, Kenney was mostly a punchline. He was obviously a big part of each episode, but he never really felt like a full character rounding out the gang, since most of the time we were just waiting to see how they would kill him in each episode. And I think that this is one of the reasons that his first actual lines of audible dialogue in the series are so impactful. Kenney's death in South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut is the major inciting incident for the entire plot of the film. But this also gives Kenney an entire subplot to himself as he navigates hell and forms a friendship with Satan. They actually tease this subplot perfectly earlier in the film, as Kenney leaves home to go see a movie with Stan and the boys, and his mom chastises him for missing church.
You go ahead and miss church, and then when you die and go to hell, you can answer to Satan.
I get it. Because at the point in time, nobody really cares about what you're saying at that time, because it's like, man, what do you know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm going to live a long life. But you never know, my boys. Hey, you never know, man. You never know, man. You got to live your life up to the fullest today. But save a little bit money for tomorrow. You know, you do plan on living. And also like this video if you haven't. So your boy.
The South Park movie premiered in the middle of season 3, and so to this point, this was by far the most substantial role that Kenney had ever been given in a South Park story, as he tries to help support Satan through his abusive relationship with Saddam Hussein.
You're right. I should leave him. I'm just gonna tell him, Saddam, I'm going to Earth to rule alone.
At the climax of the movie, Satan finally takes Kenney's advice and kills Saddam, granting Kenney a single wish as a reward for helping him. Kenney wishes that everything would go back to how it was before Satan came to Earth, meaning he saves his friends, but dooms himself. And this is when we get to see Kenney's face and hear his unmuffled voice for the very first time.
That's cold.
Goodbye, you guys.
That's crazy.
I love this moment. Such a great way to reveal Kenney's face for the first time, and such a lovely, emotional piece of dialogue. They actually teased that this would be the first time we would see and hear Kenney outside of the orange parka in this very first scene of the movie, as he wakes up and we see his hair for the first time before he stuffs himself back into the coat. Man, that's a great movie. Funny enough, the voice actor for Kenney in the film was actually Mike Judge, creator of Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill, and voice actor for countless characters in each of those shows.
That's what's up, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's what's up, bro. I like getting tidbits about that. And of course, if you want to see any of the South Park movies, we got it over on the Patreon. A few of them are free. The other ones are only $3 a month, but you get access to South Park, Futurama, Archer. We got over 15 episodes of each of them.
I was hesitant to count this next example, but I wanted to give it a shout out regardless. In season 6, the show decided to keep Kenney dead for an entire season, but eventually Cartman drinks Kenney's ashes, mistaking them for chocolate milk mix. This leaves Kenney's soul in Cartman's body, and so occasionally Kenney speaks through Cartman.
Yeah, luckily Cartman's big enough for the both of us. Shut up, Kenney.
But not counting this, we wouldn't actually hear Kenney's unmuffled voice for 5 years after the South Park movie, until season 8's The Jeffersons. This is the infamous Michael Jackson episode where the kids become really concerned for MJ's son Blanket due to his father's neglect. In order to rescue him, they have Kenney disguise himself as Blanket and swap places with him.
Thanks a lot for
that was a crazy episode.
Sure, whatever. You just gotta pretend you're Blanket until we can get the real Blanket somewhere safe. Aren't I too big to be Blanket?
I remember watching.
You know what's crazy? I ain't even trip off that. I never tripped off that. That was Kenney, bro. I don't know how I never put 2 and 2 together, bro.
This for the first time and it feeling so out of nowhere. After years of just never showing Kenney out of his costume, they kind of just do it. But it is handled pretty funny.
All right, but you guys owe me for this. Dude, whatever. At least you finally get to do something.
Unfortunately, this ends tragically in a typical Kenney fashion as MJ mistakes him for Blanket.
No, wait. I'm not Blanket.
Wee, he can fly, he can fly.
Stop!
Damn, so it don't even matter. I always thought it was the orange jacket that made him do that, bruh. I don't know why in my head, even after knowing that it's not, and that he got magical powers, the boy's cursed, my boy. I still always thought it was the orange jacket.
The next time we hear Kenney's voice isn't until season 11's Lice-capades. I remember for years that this was an episode people really hated, but man, I always thought this premise was genius.
Yeah, this was
showcasing the
interesting.
elimination of lice from the lice's perspective, like it's some kind of apocalyptic event, it's really clever. But the non-lice-centric story involves the kids becoming obsessed with trying to learn who had the lice in their class, assuming it was Kenney. In their assumptions, they strip Kenney down and force a sock bath on him, and as they begin, we can hear him protest. Not the clearest line, but certainly clearer than his usual muffled dialogue. The episode actually ends with everyone admitting that they all had lice, so it makes their force clean of Kenney that much more selfish. During some of this final dialogue, we can actually see parts of Kenney's face behind Craig, but just barely. And they end up sock bathing him anyway because he also technically lied. Kids are real assholes sometimes. Interestingly, the next time we hear clear dialogue from Kenney was actually not confirmed to be Kenney until an entire season later. In season 13's The Coon, Cartman tries desperately to become a real-life superhero and have people take him seriously. Unfortunately for Cartman, another hero appears and is instantly taken very seriously.
My boy!
This hero being Mysterion.
My
Mysterion,
boy!
thank God you've come.
One of the toughest characters in the South Park game, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta use him more in the South Park game because Kenney is that dude, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. Kenney is that dude, bro. I think I really like him as a character because I always feel like Kenney is a lot of times Kenney would say what I feel like the viewer is thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like Kenney would straight like say what we were thinking. Like it's been many times where I'd be like, man, you fucking asshole. You're like, you guys are fucking assholes. You know what I'm saying? If you can understand. I'm just saying, like, bro, I'm like, oh, okay. You know, so I've always had attachment to Kenney. I think a lot of people have always had attachment to Kenney. Besides just want to see how he died, because I always kind of felt a little bad for Kenney, bro. It would be funny though. Low-key.
What news do you have?
There's some graffiti on the bridge again, and the guy at the movie theater is harassing Mexicans again.
The entire episode revolves around Cartman and the rest of the kids not knowing Mysterion's identity, and him eventually choosing to reveal that identity to the world to protect the citizens of South Park. However, the big reveal is also played as a joke, as Mysterion reveals his face without saying who he is. Obviously, a hilarious thing to do in South Park, where 90% of the kids have the exact same face. The entire town vaguely reacts in shock with hints to his identity, but no confirmation.
I knew it was you. Remember, I even said it before.
Wow, a kid from my class was Mysterion.
But, of course, the confirmation that Kenney is Mysterion wouldn't come until season 14's Coon and Friends trilogy. In these episodes, all of the kids wear costumes, and they sort of slowly reveal the identities of each kid over the course of the episodes. I'm sure many figured out that Kenney was Mysterion before they say it, but the second episode of the trilogy, Mysterion Rises, reveals it explicitly, and that he actually has a superpower.
Damn.
What is your power?
I can't die.
Yep.
I've said
that's
before
when
how much
really,
I love this reveal
really
and
put
how
it
I think
together.
it makes Kenney a much more dynamic character in retrospect. And obviously this entire trilogy and the other superhero-themed episodes all feature tons of unmuffled dialogue from Kenney in the form of Mysterion. Though he is obviously disguising his voice in the gravelly Batman-esque tone. There is a great moment though where he breaks, when he discovers that his parents were arrested for being members of a cult.
What the fuck? I mean...
What the fuck?
So even though most of these episodes aren't featuring Kenney's real voice,
he was really serious. He's like, damn, what the fuck? What are y'all doing, stupid?
we do at least get this one moment. Mysterion is featured in The Coon, Coon 2 Hindsight, Mysterion Rises, Coon vs. Coon and Friends, The Poor Kid, franchise prequel, and of course the Fractured But Whole video game. So if you're looking for tons of unmuffled Kenney dialogue, these are all great places to start. My personal favorite is The Poor Kid, which features Mysterion, but none of the other superhero personas. Kenney dons the costume and acts as a guardian angel for his little sister after she and Kenney were put into foster care. The idea of Kenney using a superhero persona specifically to help and protect his sister is really wholesome, and I think a really great piece of development for Kenney as a character.
But I'm all alone now.
You are not alone. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, I will always be here.
They also
That boy kind of act like Hiei off a Shaolin Showdown. I mean, My bad. Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't even know why I said that, bro. Like, I know getting away with fucking Shaolin Showdown, bro. Come on, I have a little bit more sense than that. Yeah, I remember watching Hiei on Shaolin Showdown.
To imply that this is not the first time he's helped Karen as Mysterion. I'm a huge fan of this episode. They also sort of follow up this relationship in the Fractured But Whole DLC, From Dusk Till Casa Bonita, where the new kid and Mysterion try to save Karen from the vamp kids at Casa Bonita. The next time we actually get to hear Kenney clearly is in another of my favorite episodes, A Nightmare on FaceTime. Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and Kenney plan to dress up as the Avengers for Halloween, though Stan is forced to work at Randy's new Blockbuster, and they have to FaceTime Stan into their trick-or-treating via
that was
iPad.
hilarious.
However, Kenney is Iron Man, and he basically talks the entire episode through a voice modulator.
Stan and Kyle, you take the back entrance. Carbon and I will block him from the side.
This sequence was really funny, where the kids try to stop some actual burglars at the convenience store.
Wait, did y'all use have y'all ever used the Redbox? Like, have y'all ever used the Redbox DVD player? You know what, you want to know? I don't know, man. In my opinion, I think they could have been very, very dope to just, like, it could have been very dope for Redbox to just burn a fucking DVD. My bad, y'all. To just burn a fucking DVD of any movie. That would just be hella dope. Like, if you, like, they had, like, a big catalog of movies and you could just buy a membership and you could burn a DVD of every movie and shit like that. I don't know. In my opinion, I think that would be dope. Like, you could pay $10 for a movie and just burn a DVD of any movie on there. I don't know, man. That would have been dope. I feel like that would have really kept Redbox going. I don't think I see Redbox anymore. Like, no, like at all, bro.
I always laugh really hard at Kenny's delivery here.
Holy shit, they shot this guy. Oh my god! Dude, fuck this, let's bail!
I really love this example of Kenney dialogue, just really fun and creative stuff in this episode. The most recent and final time that we've heard unmuffled Kenney dialogue is in Season 23's Turd Burglars, a pretty gross episode, as the title might suggest. It's all about the kids trying to steal Tom Brady's turds for fecal transplants because of his perfect microbiome. They've been promised copies of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order if they can make it happen. The episode is also this weird Dune parody, with Brady's crap being referred to as the Spice Melange. In order to get into Brady's house, they pretend Kenney is a dying Patriots fan there to meet Tom, and for a moment while hearing all the kids' thoughts, we can hear Kenny's thoughts unmuffled.
Why did I agree to this? I don't even have a machine to play Fallen Order on.
And for now, that is the last time we've heard Kenney clearly in any South Park media. I appreciate that they tend to do this very sparingly and often very creatively and with good reason. Some of these episodes are my favorites in the series, and I think Kenny's sacrifice in the movie is probably one of my favorite South Park moments of all time. I really love a good Kenney-focused episode, and I really hope that we get more of them soon. If you
know what, side by side, the episodes of the South Park movie, which was made in 1999 or something like that, and the new episodes of Kenney with Mysterion is a vast difference in quality, even though if you go back and look at it, because recently, like I said, we just watched the South Park movie and we did a reaction to it. Even looking at the South Park movie, I'm just thinking to myself, bro, like, I'm like, wow, bro, this is still really good quality. Of course, it's hilarious. But this was really, really good quality, man. That was so interesting, man. I like this, bro. Man, let me know do you guys want to see me do more things about the individual characters, more videos on the individual characters and stuff like that, man? Do you want to see me do more breakdowns of characters? Because I really like that, and I got a few of my own, bro. Let me know, who is your favorite character, bro? Who is your favorite character for South Park? Let me know that down right now in the comments, bro. Let me know. Huh?